back to that breaking news in Land O'Lakes right now. Authorities saying this morning it could take months for a neighborhood to clean up from this massive sinkhole that you can see has already destroyed 2 homes.
And thankfully, no one was hurt yesterday when that sinkhole developed, but it is a 225-foot hole and it's already threatening a 3rd home this morning.
Isabel Rosales is live at the scene right now. And Isabel, you just got an update from authorities.
Lindsay, Lauren, I did. This sinkhole is absolutely impressive to look at, just so close by. But we did get relatively good news just now, an update that in the last 17 hours, it just has not gotten any bigger. I am joined now by an expert, a sinkhole expert, USF professor Nick Albergo. So tell me, is it possible that this could expand more?
Slightly, but I'd expect that the worst of it is done at this point. The nature of these types of sinkholes is once the hole is formed and the collapse occurs, that most of the damage is done very quickly.
Okay. Now, we also heard from the press conference that they're considering this a hazmat situation. They mentioned chemicals in there. They mentioned septic tanks. Should they be concerned about this?
I think it's fine to be concerned, but the reality is that we're talking about a very little volume of chemical in general from a house, and the septage was already going into the water table and ultimately to the lake as it was. That's why all these homes have septic tanks and drain fields. So while I see some concern, the potential for exposure to humans is relatively light. Nobody's going to be swimming in the sinkhole and nobody's drinking the water. So in general, I think it's okay to be concerned, but I'm not terribly overly concerned about it.
And I do want to bring you a little bit closer over here. If we take a look deeper in that direction, you're going to see those metal rods sticking out. Those are underpins that are used to stabilize a home that's been repaired from a previous sinkhole, which is exactly what happened in this situation a few years back. Now, when you're looking at that, leaders here told us the underpins would not have been enough to stop this from happening.
I tend to agree. Really, you need to stabilize the subsurface, typically with some sort of grouting, whether it be a combination of deep compaction grouting and a chemical grout near the surface. But once you've stabilized the subsurface, then something like the pins has a much better chance of working. But alone, this type of sinkhole, no.
It was missing the grouting.
It was missing the grouting.
Nick, thank you so much for your time. And guys, stick with us. We'll have another live look here in a couple of minutes telling you when these people can expect to go back home. Live in Land O'Lakes, I'm Isabel Rosales, ABC Action News.
Izzy, great insight there. Thank you. Pasco County deputies are asking people to avoid the area where the sinkhole is. The roads next to the red lines here remain closed. They include Clover Leaf, Pine Shadow, Grove Place, Lake Paget Drive, and Ocean Pines Drive. Deputies are now checking for proof of address with anyone trying to get in.